Hi guys, welcome to the Fight channel. Anthony Joshua in his recent interviews increasingly mentions the name of Virgil Hunter as his possible mentor. I'm a boxing fan and I watch it a lot. Who do I like to listen to? Virgil Hunter, a very experienced coach, who coached in particular Andre Ward, Joshua said in one of his interviews. In October, a month after losing to Alexander Usyk, the Briton toured American gyms, contacting the most famous American coaches. One of them was Hunter, who also coached Joshua Buatsi, a good friend of AJ, for a while. Among the candidates for Joshua's mentors are Robert Garcia, Ronnie and Reynoso. In the current state of affairs, there is a high probability that the duel between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk will not take place. The Briton said that he would wait for the Ukrainian, but at some time he was looking for backup options for the next meeting. As Eddie Hearn has already said, if this happens, and it really looks likely, Joshua will try to take an interim fight. But who could be an opponent for Joshua? The first, Otto Wallin. At the moment, the top Swedish fighter has no opponent. Now Otto is on a streak of 3 wins in a row. His confrontation with Whyte broke down, so Otto Wallin is in search of a top opponent. Such a duel makes sense for Joshua, because Wallin is also left-handed, like the Ukrainian, although stylistically they are completely different from Alexander. The second, Luis Ortiz, the Cuban, is at the final stage of his career, and there is not in his interest to refuse such calls if they come. Luis is well aware that he may not have another chance. Ortiz is on a 2-win streak. He is also left-handed and no longer poses the same threat to Joshua, so such an opponent may be the best option for the Briton. The third, Zhang Jilei. There were already rumors about Joshua's fight with this Chinese fighter. It was rumored that AJ was negotiating and planning to abandon the rematch with Usyk. This has not been confirmed, but no one can say for sure that the British team doesn't keep this option in their head. By the way, Zhang Jilei also fights in the left-handed stance. Next, Agit Kabayel. The undefeated German boxer is in the top 15 of all prestigious categories, and in the top 10 in 3 versions out of 4. Yes, Agit has no had top rivals yet and he's not so popular. But to win over a fighter who doesn't know defeat, it could be a good return for Joshua. Moreover, to call Kabayel a masterful opponent will not turn Tongu, a relatively safe option for AJ. Other lesser-known opponents. Of course, we did not mention the names of Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, Jojo's, Daniel Dubois, and other popular opponents, because such duels are not done at once. This is a long negotiation process, and it's not profitable for Anthony Joshua to risk his career, nor for any of these guys. Therefore, we will not be surprised if the British team agrees to fight with someone who is outside the top 20 ratings. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I'm trying very hard, absolutely every day, and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support, thank you so much. UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya said that he supports American boxer Anthony Joshua. Of course, I hope that Joshua will become the absolute champion. I always drawn for my people. Anthony is a decent guy, he just ran into some problems. And Usyk is just a phenomenal boxer. He is amazing. I think anyone can beat anyone on any night. But I am always rooting for my own, Adesanya said at a press conference after the fight. Frank Warren, a promoter of the WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, commented on Dillian Whyte's decision to ignore all events related to their fight. According to Warren, Tyson is very good at promoting the fights on his own. And the proof of this is the 85,000 tickets sold in 3 hours. This week Tyson confirmed his superstar status by selling 85,000 tickets to fight Dillian Whyte. I have no doubt that the fans would gather to see the return of the British heavyweight to his native country after 3 amazing fights with Deontay Wilder. We were right, and now I want to get permission for this presence of 100,000 spectators in the arena on the day of the fight. Tyson did everything on his own without the help of Dillian Whyte, who refused to attend the press conference. I was disappointed that he didn't come, but then when I looked at the ticket sales, I realized that his presence didn't solve anything at all. I really believe that this fight can break all box office records and even exceed my expectations. We sold 85,000 tickets in 3 hours, but at one point there were 175,000 people in the virtual queue, Warren said. Recall that Tyson Fury and Dillian Whyte will fight on April 23 at Wembley Stadium in London, United Kingdom. WBC heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury has no doubt that he will defeat his next opponent Dillian Whyte ahead of schedule. The British boxer said that he considers himself the best knockout in the history of boxing. I had an absolutely amazing trilogy with Deontay Wilder. We are moving on and we are going to fight Dillian Whyte in the next fight, and I will knock him out. I'm the most formidable puncher in boxing history. Statistically, I'm the most formidable puncher in the history of boxing, because I knock out the most formidable puncher in the history of boxing. And that makes me so, Tyson said. The current WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury criticized the referee's decision in the recent title fight between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. Recall that last Saturday Taylor won Catterall by a split decision of the judges, having been on the floor along the way. I think the current refereeing is a complete disgrace, and they need to pay a good price for it, but the fighters themselves have nothing to do with it, Fury said in an interview. Boxers don't make any decisions, whereas we have the most ridiculous refereeing. I've seen something similar happen with Miguel Vasquez and Lewis Ritson. It was some kind of joke, and what happened recently could not be called anything but terrible. Judges continue to spoil the lives and careers of other fighters. Jack Catterall has been a professional for a long time and has been boxing all his life. He trained hard for this fight, sacrificing everything he had. He showed incredible boxing, the best I've seen from him. What a campaign was completed by Jamie Moore and their team. Congratulations, guys! Jack gave a great performance, and the fact that he was not given the victory makes me think, do I really want my children to go to boxing and go through similar pain? The judges can no longer change their decision, having destroyed Jack Catterall's life and career to the ground, whereas Taylor had a lousy night. And whatever the problem is, it's not Jack Catterall's fault, Tyson said. UFC president Dana White does not believe in the chances of Francis Ngannou winning a fight under the rules of boxing against Tyson Fury. Both athletes have been expressing interest in competing for some time, and Fury even offered to hold a duel in 4-1 gloves for mixed martial arts, in which Ngannou is used to performing. This is a really bad idea from Francis, White said when asked about the knockout power of Ngannou, who finished 12th out of 17 opponents. White said it still wouldn't be enough against a boxer of Fury's caliber, but some goes for Deontay Wilder. He also had a knockout punch, White added. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.